The My Hero Academia fan base has invaded Gachiakuta. The literal thumbnail of this video was saying, make my ship canon, basically. So there's some weird shipping stuff going on based on the thumbnail. Video by Juwon Talks Anime. This anime fandom is following MHA's worst path.
The My Hero fandom is fried beyond comprehension, and if you were present on any talk in 2020 or really any form of social media back then, this isn't.
What kills me with like Gachiakuta shipping is like there's no need to really ship yet. Like nobody has like huge emotional connections. Rudo only knew Amo for like one episode, and then Rudo and the brown-haired girl at the beginning of the show at episode 1, like they barely knew each other, and she also didn't even believe Rudo when he got sentenced to, fall into the pit and all that stuff. And then Rudo and Rio, the girl with the scissor technique or whatever, with the red hair, like, they don't have that big of a connection. There's just no point in shipping right now.
Anything new. My Hero fans are often considered to be one of the most toxic fandoms in anime, being known for their terrible headcanon ships.
That's literally PDF stuff, bro. Deku and Eri.
Harassment of the author, cringe TikToks, and this. Why the fuck was Deku cracking Invisible Girl in public? This video alone has done.
Bro, Invisible Girl was one of the most wasted characters in My Hero Academia. Like, she wasn't even a character.
Irreparable damage to the My Hero community. And unfortunately, as I said earlier, the My Hero fandom has always been like this, whether it be cringe teenagers on TikTok or whatever sin this is. But with the final season of My Hero and the anime ending looming closer and closer, the momentum for these type of shenanigans has died down immensely. Or at least from where I stand, because I haven't seen anything wild in the My Hero community for quite some time. As these shenanigans for My Hero has hopefully died down, it seems like another anime community is slowly turning into the prime years of the My Hero fandom. Gotcha.
You know, there was this theory that when My Hero Academia ended, when the anime ended, that basically, the fandom went over to Jujutsu Kaisen, and it's also been invading other anime fandoms and doing all this weird shipping stuff. And it seems like that theory's true based on what's happening with Gachiakuta. I just feel bad for Kei Urana because she shouldn't be on Twitter so much. She's connecting too much with the fans. She needs to stop doing that. She needs to hold herself to a higher class and have some respect for herself. It's kind of nice that she's communicating, with her fan base and people who love Gachiakuta. But it's like, no, you have to kind of respect yourself. You shouldn't be interacting this much because stuff like this can happen.
Gachiakuta.
Yep. There you go.
If you don't know what Gachiakuta is, it's an anime that follows the story of a boy named Rudo, who lives in...
The name's weird, but it's honestly easy to pronounce. Gachiakuta.
A trash society. No, seriously, the society is literally trash. Or at least half of it is trash, and the other half is this clean, bougie side. Hold on, isn't this just LA? And within this society, some people can wield special...
Bro, it reminds me of One Piece, like the Celestial Dragons. Like these suits, they kind of look like celestial dragons from One Piece.
It's this clean bougie side. Hold on, isn't this just LA? And within this society, some people can wield special trash items that hold incredible abilities, where these people fight off beasts that are composed of trash and other trash item users. In my opinion, the premise of the show is extremely unique, and the story pulls you in immediately. And from what I've seen so far, the series seems to be doing a great job with its characters and its fight scenes as well. When the show was...
A lot of people actually love the power system of Gachiakuta. There's even some other anime YouTubers like Pave Lover, for example. He's been glazing the Gachiakuta power system, which I really appreciate because Gachiakuta is a really good new shonen.
During in the summer of 2025, it even held the #1 spot on Crunchyroll for some time, and it was also trending all over the internet. Basically, what I'm saying is Gachiakuta is extremely popular right now, and it has all the tools for it to continue its success as an anime. However, the community that Gachiakuta has garnered for itself is quite the spectacle, and at this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Gachiakuta version of these types of videos soon.
Oh, hell no.
But you may be asking what this interesting part of the fandom has done to even warrant being compared to the likes of the My Hero fandom. And to that, I ask you to take a guess.
I never even understood why My Hero Academia got like this weird shipping fandom. Like, I just, I don't really understand why. Like, it was just meant to be a normal shonen. Whatever.
It's the shippers, isn't it?
Of course, it's the shippers. It seems like the shippers for Gachiakuta are on a absolute hell-driven tear recently, and it's all because of one ship in particular, Janka, the ship between Jabber and Zanka. Now, I don't know how this ship.
So that literally makes no canonical sense because Jabber literally almost killed Zonka. Like, they are literally like arch rivals or arch nemesises. Like,
Started, but from what I can gather, aka what this Reddit user pretend yellow 533 had to say, and heads up,
like they literally almost killed each other.
just bear with me here. Apparently the ship is a crack ship, which basically means that the ship is so improbable to actually happen in the canon storyline that you basically have to be on crack too.
Okay,
So that's why the My Hero shippers
Yeah, that actually makes sense then, because again, Jabbar literally almost killed Zonka.
are so insane. But it actually turns out the voice actor for Jabber,
So I knew they were trolling.
Zeno Robinson, may have actually poured a little oil on the flames with this tweet about Jabber and Zanka. Now, I was gonna say this tweet, but he lost me with Uga. Y'all can read. In addition, it stated that Jabber seems to have somewhat of an obsession with Zanka in the character bio in Volume 7. And the author Kei Urana did coin the ship name unintentionally though, when she tried saying Zanka and Jabber while working, and it kept coming out as Janka, a mashup of their names. The staff also started calling them Janka too, apparently. It's kind of crazy how these series of events eventually snowballed into the dumpster fire of what's currently happening, but if you want a more in-depth explanation, I'll leave the link down below in the description. All these things are what led to the popularity of the ship we see, Janka. But maybe it's a little bit too popular, because not too long ago, Kei Urana had to post on her Instagram account talking about how people should stop trying to make this ship canon. She had to translate it to English too, because you know it's people in the United States who are probably doing too much. And if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I kind of find this entire situation funny, because as I think more and more about it, I keep coming back to the power scaling son or shipping daughter conversation that happened on Twitter.
I can't believe we're doing this, bro. So we took the original meme and now we're doing power scaling son versus shipping daughter, bro. Okay. Power scaling son because at least he's smart and he uses analytical skills to figure out who is stronger. And plus the kid's wearing glasses, he's wearing glasses, so at least he's smart. Shipping daughter is just kind of crazy. I don't know.
A while back, which I can proudly say I chose Power Scaling Son. I mean, who in their right mind is picking Ship and Daughter? Have y'all seen what they've done when they're angry? Hell nah, I'm not attempting to even deal with this. And yeah, they're both really annoying because Power Scalers low-key ruin the vibes at times. Talking about some, well, actually, this character would beat Goku because, like, bro, just wrap it up. We are not here for all of that. But I will say this as a counterpoint. Although they can be pretty annoying at times, there are some hilarious Power Scalers out there. Some slander memes like Potential Man Megamine or SSJ4.
Oh lord, not Potential Man. Why do you... How is this a video about Gachiakuta and My Hero Academia and you still find a way to slander Megami or bring Megami slander into the video, bro? Come on. I feel so bad for Megami because the Jujutsu Kaisen fan base actually just hates him. The memes are out of control.
Gogeta versus Base Kaba
And if you know what happens to him in Modulo, it's just sad.
From people who are essentially the power scaling son. Are you considered to be the strongest in your verse? Don't worry, Yamcha solos. Did you lose a fight in your series? Fraud. Did you win a fight in your series? Don't worry, you're still a fraud. Did you literally do nothing in your series? You're still a fraud. God forbid you have a character like Goku or Gojo standing on the street, because apparently that's a Deku upscale. And by no means, I'm not actually saying I would want a power scaling son because God forbid. But if the other option was this, excuse me, the bed scene, this looks way too homoerotic. Megamine squeezing this man's neck with his thighs and riding him like some feral Omega in heat. Yeah, I can't believe I said that. Yeah, I'm choosing power scaling son every time. All right, let's get back on topic. The Jonkon shippers were a major reason why Kay decided to post on her Instagram about fans trying to tell her how to write her own story. She's low-key better than me because I immediately would have pulled the game.
Honestly, she's doing pretty good so far. Like, the writing is really great. And female authors just tend to be better, or they usually tend to be better at writing characters. I don't know what it is.
gay card. I would have killed off every fan favorite character just to let them know who's in charge here.
Or at least with like the character relationships, like emotional stuff like that.
But hey, that's just me though. Now, I won't say that the situation is as bad as My Hero's, because I'm pretty sure at one point the My Hero author was actually getting threats. And I can't say I've seen anything like that in the Gachiakuta fandom, but I will say it is a shame to see such a talented author have to come out on social media to tell the fans to chill. And all because they couldn't stop taking their crack. And I really hope this doesn't discourage Urana, because if you haven't realized it yet, she actually has an online presence, showing her face in multiple interviews and even doing lives on Instagram. Unlike the majority of mangakas out there who wish to stay anonymous, Urana is different, constantly showing off her personality on camera.
I think she'll end up being fine. I just think she needs to stop interacting with the fan base so much, and she needs to get off of Twitter. And yeah, just focus on the manga, just focus on Gachiakuta. But she's a cool author. At the end of season 1 of Gachiakuta, she even put in like a self-insert character, I'm pretty sure, because it was like this red-haired woman, and she had the same hairstyle that Kei Urana has in real life, like in the anime. Like it's a pretty. I watched a YouTube short, and apparently Kei Urana confirmed it wasn't a self-insert, but it's pretty obvious that like she is a self-insert, right? Like there is like this red-haired woman anime character in Gachiakuta that looks exactly like Kei Urana, so you know, it's a self-insert.
And I think we get to see this in her work as well, with the world and premise of Gachiakuta being so dark, but also expressive in a way. Whether it's the graffiti that we...
The curse of the shonen dad. The shonen dad always has to either be dead or die within the first few episodes. How sad. I'm so glad that Bleach strays away from this and we actually get to see Ichigo's dad.
Get to see so often, or the unique power system of an item that's deemed valuable, or even just...
I guess Hunter x Hunter, we get to see Jing by like episode 148, but I mean, he's basically a deadbeat dad, you know. I feel bad for Gon, bro.
The character interactions. When you look at all these things, it becomes extremely...
Like, his son literally died and was on the verge of just death after he fought Pito or whatever, and Gon's body was completely desecrated and ruined. And Jing still didn't visit. He still just didn't care. That's a whole nother level of evil, man.
Easy to tell that Urana has poured so much time and effort into this story, and rightfully so. It's her story, and she can do whatever she deems fit. And to constantly suggest things about her story, whether it be a ship or not, I think is pretty nonsensical. Look, I'm not saying to never have ships, because shipping has always been a part of anime culture for quite some time now. But if you are going to do it, don't feel the need to constantly be annoying about it online, especially to the author. And I do want to make this clear. I don't think it's the entirety of the Gachiakuta fandom that are doing these things, but rather a very loud and vocal minority, which we already seen with My Hero and could unfortunately misrepresent an entire community. In the future, I really hope something like this doesn't happen again, but let's be honest, it happened once, it's most likely going to happen again. However, I do wish this...
Humans just have a negative bias in general. Like whatever the negativity is will stand out. Like most of the Gachiakuta fan base is normal. It's just, I don't even know if they're true fans. They really might just be My Hero Academia invaders, bro. Since My Hero Academia ended, they're just flocking to other series and messing them up too.
Vocal minority of the fandom could just chill for a bit to just let Urana cook, because if this continues, I wouldn't be surprised if Gachiakuta ends up getting the same type of hate My Hero did solely because of that.
One thing I gotta say surprises me about Gachiakuta is that it has a female author, but there aren't really that many like female characters or like important female characters. I'm surprised Kei Urana even put like she put more black people in Gachiakuta than she did kind of like women in some cases. Like the boss of the cleaners is black. Jabbar is black. Jabbar is like the guy on the Raiders team or whatever. And then the third black character is the receptionist, Semui. Yeah, I mean, we have female characters like Amui, Amo, and Semui still, but it's just like the roles don't feel significant. I'm just a little bit shocked by that. But either way, it's a great series, and I guess it doesn't matter too much.
That loud vocal minority in the fandom. And
okay, actually it kind of does matter. Shonen women have been like bad for a long time, especially with what happened to like Nobara from Jujutsu Kaisen. She had immense potential. And also what happens to Yuki from Jujutsu Kaisen later on in the manga. Like there are so many like female characters that could have had real true potential, but it's never lived up to. And even Maki from Jujutsu Kaisen is a cop out because Maki is literally just kind of like a copy of Toji. I will say Maki has great writing, but it's just like her writing is still based off of this Toji angle. Like her writing still revolves around like a dude. Um, there we could just have so much better, but I don't know why there's like this female shonen character curse. Like Gege Akutami wrote Nobara out of the story when she was literally a counter to Mahito, and she had insane potential. Um, how unfortunate, man. It is what it is, though.
In my opinion, this would be one of the worst things that could happen to the series, as it could potentially turn away any potential fans to the series if
The only anime, like a lot of people glazed Jujutsu Kaisen's female cast when season 1 and season 2 were first airing, but as we went along, I feel like people are realizing nope, it's still subpar because the female characters aren't really super significant except for Maki. Yuki is decently significant, but a lot of people said that Yuki should have won that battle that she fought against that person. I'm not going to spoil. But yeah, it's just like Jujutsu. Gege Akutami did not utilize his female characters in a meaningful way. Like, yeah, we had Mei Mei using her crows to kind of air the fight between, you know, I'll just say it. Y'all probably already know. Mei Mei used her crows to air the fight between Gojo and Sukuna, and everybody was watching on TV. Now that's cool, but it still just isn't really like an extremely significant aspect of Mei Mei's character, and like she just still isn't that significant in the overall show. Um, the one anime that does it well is Chainsaw Man. We have Power, we have Makima, we had Reze, like Tatsuki Fujimoto. No wonder he knows how to write characters. He's just great at it. Chainsaw Man actually does extremely well with writing women. We have Asa Mitaka, we have Death Devil, all that.
Gachiakuta has the same weird label as My Hero did for a time. In the end, only time will tell with this series and how its fan base will end up. But let me know what you think. Do you think that these shenanigans will eventually cause Gachi?
Nah, it'll be fine, honestly. It's gonna be fine. I mean, Horikoshi, the My Hero Academia author, was receiving death threats at a certain point in time, but I really don't see this happening with Kei Rana, and I don't think Kei Rana is really gonna end up caring that much. Like, yeah, she's on social media a lot now and she cares a lot, but like, I think she's gonna learn to just stop caring about like stupid people's opinions online, and I think Gachiakuta is gonna be a peak series. I already consider season 1 to be peak. I consider Gachiakuta to be like at least an 8 out of 10 from what I've seen. I watched the entirety of season 1. Every last episode had some type of cliffhanger. We kept seeing these people staring at a broken TV. I think at the end of episode 5 or just at the end of some episodes, we had the boss of the Raiders just staring at a broken TV, and that just hit different. Like it felt so creepy. Yeah, if Gachi, like, Gachiakuta is good if I'm basically glazing it just because a villain was staring at like a broken TV. Like the fact that stood out to me so much is kind of crazy, but I just love unique stuff like that. And I really wonder like how does that TV work? Was he able to spy on the cleaners through that? Like why are you staring at a broken TV? It's just so weird. But yeah, I think Keirana is going to be fine.